Hi guys, it's Kate McKibben here from katemckibbin.com, and today I want to share with you a little celebration, and that is it is coming up to my 11-year anniversary for running an online business, which kind of is crazy and it makes me feel really, really super old. Might be Botox time, I don't know, but unrelated. So I wanted to do, I'm not calling myself original here. It's kind of a tradition that every year I sort of share some of my biggest lessons. And so I wanted to do that. I wanted to do a video form this year because I'm kind of all about the video now. And yeah, I wanted to share basically not just my biggest lessons from the last year, but when I really sit down and think about it, like actually the three biggest and three most resisted lessons that I've learned in the entire 11 years. And these are things that I probably should have learnt a lot sooner. That would have helped me, and got me moving faster, quicker if I had. But for some reason, I resisted them. It seems to always be the way with me. I guess I'm just super stubborn. But you know how it's like sometimes you will hear something 100 times and you're like, oh, no, that doesn't apply for me. It doesn't apply to my business. I'm not like that. That won't work for me. I'm a super special snowflake. And, I have to do things differently, right? And then one day, just, you'll be having a shower or washing your hair and you're like, it pops into your head like it's your own idea. And you're like, oh, maybe I should try this thing. And then it just works. And you're like, wow, that's amazing. Why didn't anyone tell me to do that sooner? And all of your friends and coaches are like, oh my God, we've been telling you to do this for years. But you obviously just weren't ready to hear it. So these are my three biggest resisted things. And if any of my coaches are watching this, they'll probably be sitting there like banging their head on the desk because they'd be like going, yeah, Kate, we told you that. We told you that so many times. Why did you not listen to us? But sometimes you just have to, be ready. So anyway, I'm going to share them with you now, and hopefully if these are something that you are struggling with too, maybe you will be ready. And this might be the time that you kind of go, and are ready to hear these things, and hopefully they can help you to skip ahead and jump over some of those bigger obstacles quicker and get that momentum faster as well. So number one, and this aren't in order of anything really, just the order they kind of came to me. But number one lesson was that you need to choose a business model for your business that works for you, not just now, but works for where you want to go as well. So I'm sure like a bunch of you watching this will know my story is that I had, this is like my third online business, but my very first online business was if you don't include like the Hanson and Nirvana fan sites I used to make as a teenager, my first one was like a fashion and lifestyle website or blog. And the reason I set up that, and it was really, really traditional kind of publishing model because I'd come from that background. Like I had, I used to work in I worked in fashion magazines for years. So I knew like you create content, you grow an audience, you create relationships with brands, you then, kind of match them all up together, create content that introduces the brands to things. And, people basically pay to access your voice and your audience and to share their stuff with the audience that you've created. So that was what I knew. So that was what seemed like the most obvious business model. And I literally gave it no thought. Like I was like, I want to do my own thing. I had an idea for, doing something slightly different. It was when online shopping was just taking off. Like, yeah, that's how long ago it was. So my idea was to create a sort of like an online fashion magazine where absolutely everything on there was available by online all over the world. And, so I thought, I'm like, okay, well, I need to make money. How do I make money? Sell ads, obvious. That was about as much thought as I put into it, and off I went. Problem was, years down the track, I realized that this business model, and particularly because I hadn't sort of put a plan in place at the start, that I had basically created a business model where I was doing the stuff I hated, and where, there was no reliable revenue, and where, for every single month you start at zero and you're like, okay, how do I pay the bills this month? How do I pay my team? So I had a lovely, lovely team of content creators, copy editors, all that kind of photographers, all that stuff. But all the ad sales landed with me. And so they got to do the fun stuff. I was doing stuff I hated. It was really, really stressful. And, I was like, this sucks. What have I done? And so when I created my second business, Secret Bloggers Business, which is now katemckibbin.com, I thought, no, I don't. The thing is, I don't want to end up like that again. So I sat down and I took some time, and I've actually I created a process, and this is one of the processes I get my 5K funnel formula peeps to do, is to sit down and come up with your business non-negotiables. So and you can do this at the start of your business. You can do this years into your business to help you course correct, but you have to go, okay, what are the things I need my business to do, to allow me to do, to give me to what do I need to have in place so that I don't create a business I hate, basically. So I create a business that is taking me towards, and they don't all need to be in place right now. It's just so you know that, as you're making plans, as you're starting to hire people, as you are, creating products and offers, you are doing it knowing you have these non-negotiables to help guide you, and so that you're going to end up in a place where you actually want to go, where you actually, I don't know if you guys can hear it, it's like some horrible squealy noise going on outside, so that you end up a few years down the track going, oh, this is awesome. This is, I love my business. I get to work with the people I want to work with. I get, I feel supported by my business. I feel like, that I get to just do my zone of genius work, and I set up a team that supports me, and I can take, I get to work where I want and how much I want and all that kind of stuff. You can create the business that you want and that gives you that life you want, but you have to be really deliberate about it. And you have to actually sit down and think about, what is the life that I want, and what are the things that have to happen? What are the pieces I need in place in my business, and what things just plain won't work in my business? So having a business model where every month you're starting from zero and it's all based on sales, and the main salesperson was me, that was not, giving me what I want, versus having a business model where most of our sales are completely automated, plus we have a lot of recurring sales because we have a community. The main thing I do is creating content and, going in and working with my students and clients, which is the stuff that I love. Much better business model. But it took some steps to get there. So the second lesson is there is a very, very big difference between something that doesn't work and something that doesn't work yet. Now, what I mean by that is when you are, trying a new strategy, creating a new product, setting up a funnel, quite often people go into it because they've seen other people doing it and people talking about how, they tried this thing and it changed their business overnight. That line that's in every single, the third email in every sales series ever is, and then it all changed. I'm pretty sure it's in some of my emails actually. But people kind of have this expectation that doing this new thing that they've never done before, that they've probably DIY'd, that they probably haven't had, professional help or guidance on. They haven't had someone who's done it before showing them even how to do it. They just kind of guessed and Googled it. And then they have this sticky tape together setup, and then they expect it to be like gold standard first shot. And that just never happens. And it's not just in business. Everything that you do, every skill, anything that you try for the first time, you usually suck at it. And then even people who are now amazing at things, think about Beyonce. I'm sure when she was a kid and she was humming along, people went, oh yeah, she can kind of hold a tune. She's obviously there's a little bit of something there. But they weren't about to sign her up for a label and, stick her on the billboards. It took her years and years of practice and training and working with, vocal coaches and practice and teaming up with other people and collaborations and all that stuff. And then, that is when she became an amazing artist, and she still is doing that, still practicing and getting better and better. I'm pretty sure that Michael Jordan's first time picked up basketball, he didn't, slam dunk it first go. These things take time, but for some reason, in business. And I blame all the marketing hype around a lot of stuff because people are trying to get you excited about a new solution. And the best way to get you excited about something is to go, it's easy, it happens immediately. And then generally that's not the case. It doesn't mean that it's not a great solution though. What it means is you have to be okay and you have to come in with realistic expectations, and you have to be okay with going, look, I'm picking a solution that I think is going to give me the long-term results that I want. I'm committed to this being a learning process. I'm committed to getting the help that I need to, making sure I've got the tools that I need, I've got the resources that I need so that I can just incrementally get better and better and better at this. And that is when you do it that way, rather than going, oh, here's this amazing new thing, try it, oh, didn't work that well. All right, next thing, tried that, didn't work that well. If you do that rather than okay, I'm committing to this thing, even if it doesn't work very well the first time, I'm going to stay on it, I'm going to learn it, I'm going to master it. Those people with that attitude, they're the ones that end up having, multi-million-dollar businesses. The ones who are constantly jumping from new thing to new thing to new thing because they pin all their hopes and dreams on this new thing being amazing, and then the new thing's just kind of only okay. And so they blame the new thing, not the fact that they just don't have the skill yet and they haven't, put the time and the effort in and the investment, and they haven't got the support yet. So remember, there's a really big difference between something that doesn't work and it doesn't work yet. And if you are trying a new tactic, if you are trying a strategy or a launch, or you're creating a new product and you really believe in it, and you believe that, doing for example, for the people who are creating their first funnels, like through my funnel programs, they know that having a funnel set up is part of their strategy that they want. It's part of how they want their business to look. It's part of, if you do that non-negotiables exercise, it's part of creating that business that they really, really want. So they're okay with the first time they set it up, that it's like, okay, we've got a couple of sales. Great. What can we do to make it better? What can we do to make it more? They're okay with investing, the time to be able to tweak it, to be able to perfect it, to be able to set it up right. And they're okay with investing, in themselves and their business to get the right support, so they're not just guessing, and so that they're starting, 3 steps ahead anyway, and then they're getting that feedback to make sure that they keep getting better and better. Like I've had a really good friend who, she now has like a multi-million-dollar online course business, and her main product, like her signature offer, the first time she launched it, she sold about 2. Now, if she had done that and then gone, oh, well, obviously this doesn't work, and thrown it out, who knows where she would be. She'd probably be back working in corporate, because she would never have been able to get any traction or momentum, and she would have given up. But she committed. She knew that, she believed in her product, and she knew all that she had to do was to get better at marketing it and to learn those skills. And as soon as she started to upskill and invest in that, then, the sales and things got better and better and better. Now, every launch she does, I think it took her a few sort of goes to sort of get the right messaging and whatever and pieces in place. And then the snowball started. But if she hadn't taken that time, who knows where she'd be. So number 3, now this ended up being a much longer video than I intended. I always try to keep them under 10 minutes, but that's not going to happen today. Anyway, I hope you're comfortable wherever you are. Number 3 is that until you have reliable revenue in your business, you're going to be one stressed out puppy, and you are going to stay stuck on the survival stage. So when I talk about reliable revenue, I mean, until you have a baseline of income that with a pretty good level of certainty, like it'll probably fluctuate a bit, but that every month, regardless, like that if, the ish absolutely hits the fan, that it's still going to come in, that even if, whatever, you have a tech crisis or something, that it's still going to come in, that level is going to cover off your bills, cover off maybe your staff, and cover off paying you for sure. And even better if it adds a little bit into like your profit account, if you follow the profit first methodology, or just into a savings account, so you're kind of building up this buffer. Until you have that level sorted, I said you are going to stay stuck in what I call survival mode. So there's like 4 different stages of online business. There's surviving, there's the starting, surviving, thriving, and scaling, right? Those are your 4 stages. And starting means you aren't making any money yet. Surviving is when, okay, everything is that what I was talking about? Like every single month you're like, okay, I have to make X amount of dollars to be able to pay for everything and pay myself and cover my bills and, not go into debt. All right, how do I do that? Oh, maybe I should launch something. Maybe I should reach out, get some more clients. And it's always this it's panic, right? It quite often is a feast and famine cycle as well. So maybe especially if you are launching every 3 to 4 months, like a lot of people do. So you might get a big influx of money. Quite often you have to pay back some debt because you kind of went to the negative the month before. And then, you kind of goes down till you wait for your next launch. And then the same thing. And it's like this stressful roller coaster. And until you can get off that, until you can have the literal mental space in your business where you are like, I know this is sorted. So therefore, I can now take the time to set up the systems to grow, to get the staff I need to grow, to really, really get the right people in place, the right strategies in place, to really next level it, to allow you to work in your zone of genius. Because when you get to do that, then amazing things happen. When you're in there being trying to be the bookkeeper and the customer service person and the salesperson and the marketing person and the person who delivers everything, when you're trying to do everything, you're probably doing it all, jack of all trades, master of none, and you're not doing any of those things particularly well. Your dream business, that one I spoke about at the start, that you want the business model that supports, you need to have those non-negotiables to help you get there. But you're never going to be able to get there if you can't get off that spinning cycle. If you can't, you're just gonna burn out, to be honest. That's what happens. And I'm not one of those people out who, I know there's a lot of people out going, oh, you shouldn't launching's dead, whatever. I don't believe that at all. I think launching's fab. I think launching plays its part, but I think launching is only one puzzle piece. And I think that if you want to have that real reliable revenue, which I believe every business needs to get to that next level, what you need to have a funnel. You absolutely, there's not, you need, and that funnel, it can be simple. It doesn't need to take months to set up. My program, the 5K funnel formula, it shows people we have a 3-step funnel, and even setting up your first step, which, and this depends on how much, whether, stuff you already have, how many emails you've had previously that maybe we can repurpose, because I'm all about repurposing stuff the right way. People can set this up really, really quickly, start making income really quickly, and you can do it off your organic traffic. So it's not about setting something up and then, putting yourself into debt by shooting all these Facebook ads into something that doesn't work. It's about doing it strategically, step by step, setting it up really simply and strategically, testing it, and then just having it. You could even just leave it as that. A lot of people do. They go, okay, I'm not quite ready to do Facebook ads yet, but I'm just going to leave this set up for my organic traffic I already have, that I'm already driving through doing the marketing and the social media and stuff I already do. And, and that just brings in this regular trickle of sales that they know is their new baseline. And once you even have that, once you have that baseline, once you go, okay, I'm not starting from zero anymore, your business is so different. It is so different. You are so different. And usually this is where people have these aha moments. They're going, it's been so long since I sat down and thought about what I want from my business. All I've been thinking about is, how do I pay the bills? How do I get the next sale? And when you have that layer of reliable revenue, when it allows you to take your foot off the stress pedal and to go, oh, okay, well, this is just going to run even without me, and now I can start really molding it and really shaping it and really doing all those things, all those projects I've always wanted to do, all those things I've put on the back burner. You can start putting those pieces in place now, really turning this into that dream business that you always wanted, and not just into basically another job that just doesn't pay you as much as your old one does and doesn't give you the benefits that they had. So that is number 3, as I said, getting a reliable revenue in place. And the absolute best way to do that is with a funnel. Now, if you want to know more about how to set up the 5K funnel formula system that I was mentioning, go to 5K funnel formula. It's the number 5, kfunnelformula.com, and jump on the wait list, and we'll send you some information so that you are first in line when we open our doors again really soon. And of course, if you've got any questions about any of this, pop them in the comments. Happy to answer. And yeah, I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye.